Hello, space fans. I wanted to create a video tonight bringing together some of these tools that we've previously been going over to investigate a recent launch from the Chinese TJS-10. So on 3rd of November, around 1454 Zulu, there was a launch out of Wencheng, China of TJS-10. If you Google this, you'll be able to find some information on this launch. This is provided by our friends over at Data, who catalog data, information on different launch vehicles, spacecraft, all kinds of different stuff. But if you Google this, you'll find information on this launch that at 1454 GMT, 3rd of November on a Long March 7 Alpha, there was the launch of TJS-10. The first LSAT that the 18th Space provided confirms this. You can see this launch here, 1454, and now it enters into GTO. Just to ECI here. See that GTO orbit a bit more clearly. I just wanted to mention another tool that we have too called Probe. Probe.saberastro.com allows you to look up different satellites and find information on them. Here I'll just look up TJS-3, which was another interesting satellite that the Chinese launched. It's done some interesting things and is now in the vicinity of TJS-10. So Probe allows you to add different data to satellites and make that available to the community. So as a community, we can start to build up catalogs of satellites, what they're doing, what their capabilities are, and so on. So TJS-10 stayed in this GTO orbit for a number of days, about 7 days actually. So we'll just jump ahead here around the 9th. You can see at apogees close to this cluster of satellites. Around the 10th, just kind of snaps to that position. So the data that we're dealing with from 18th is blocky. So we obviously missed the GTO insertion, but it happened in that period of time. And then the next LSAT that we've got, TJS-10, is just here to the west of TJS-3. We change to ECI. You can see the next couple of LSATs kind of evolve. TJS-10 ends up parking just to the east here of TJS-3. Now notice our little friend USA325 over here. So USA325 moved from its position here to the east of WGS-7 and drifted on over to come take a look at TJS-10. Now the data on USA325 is pretty patchy. There's only a couple of LSATs, but there's enough to see that yes, it did indeed move from this position over in this direction, and then it circled back and then is now parked back next to WGS-7. So once again, this is all publicly available information from 18th Space. We are just visualizing it here. For the next couple of days, you see that motion as USA325 comes across. If we look at other sensor providers' data, we actually find that there's a bit of a loop back here, and 325 then starts drifting back to the east. 18th Space don't give us that fidelity data, so it actually drifts all the way over here and then just kind of snaps back here. Interesting to see. So in reality, USA325 is actually hanging out around here, and then you see that quick snap back here. So obviously satellites aren't going to transport from 167 back to 175. 10 degrees in a day. So what happened there is he passed TJS-10 and 3, probably did an inspection, and then drifted on back to the east, where it's now positioned back next to WGS-7. You could think of USA325 here kind of like a Bodyguard sat. If anyone comes up close to WGS-7 here, he's going to go have it take a look, see what's going on, and then come back and park next to this asset here. So we'll keep an eye on TJS-10 now. You can see it's in a geostationary orbit next to TJS-3. TJS-3's had a pretty interesting past where it deployed a what was thought its apogee kick motor, but it ended up being actually another satellite that then went off to the graveyard orbit. So TJS-3's been going around the belt and inspecting other satellites. So we'll keep an eye on both of these. I've set up an alert now for TGS-10, so if it moves, we will get a notification and I'll publish a video on it when we find that out. Keen to hear your thoughts, comments. Feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and happy hunting.